Hello everyone, my name is Matt Maisel and we are going to learn how to administer CPR today. Joining me is Justin Rudisil, who is the Paramedic Education Coordinator for UPMC Community LifeTeam EMS. Thank you so much for joining us here as we talk with the residents of Harrisburg about CPR training.
Thanks for having me.
How long have you been, qualified, I guess the best way to describe it, in terms of teaching people about CPR?
I've been an AHA CPR instructor for the last 5 years.
And what would you say is either the most challenging part or the most difficult part about the process that you're about to show everyone?
The hardest part for most people is just jumping in and starting that CPR. Once they start, it helps the nerves kind of go away, but most people are afraid to jump in and start doing the actual CPR, and because they're afraid of hurting them, and some of the sounds that come from doing CPR kind of scare people at times.
What are some of the sounds? I know you're going to show us, but just kind of wondering, like, what are some of the sounds that people may be trepidatious about?
They're going to when you're doing high quality effective CPR, you might hear the ribs kind of breaking. You're going to hear the cartilage in between. There's going to kind of be that snap, crackle, pop sound, which kind of terrifies people.
That would terrify me. Yeah, that would absolutely terrify a lot of people, especially A, if they're not aware of what's going on, and B, just if they just don't want to hurt people. It's getting over how difficult is it to kind of get over that mental hump of, you have to maybe hurt someone to save their life.
That is correct. It just takes that mindset to jump in, knowing that you're trying to help them, and hopefully you're trying to save their life.
So how much do people learn in these training sessions? I know you've done training sessions in the past. What is it? Because this is like the basic level type of hands-on stuff. You're not going through one of these courses and all of a sudden you're a member of a LifeTeam EMS. But what is the difference between kind of what you teach people on the side versus kind of what you do as an EMS member?
So the class that we teach to the community ranges from about 2 to 2.5 hours. We talk about infant, children, and adults. We're just going to talk about adults here today. And again, that just barely covers the basics, where we stress the hands-only CPR and why that's so effective compared to nurses, healthcare providers, where it gets a little more in-depth and includes some additional treatments.
Yeah, this is not a 2 to 2.5 hour long video that we're putting together. So yeah, you mentioned we have a guest with us right now. Does he have a name, or?
He does not have a name, and we can give him a name.
What can we name him?
We can call him Frank.
Frank. That's a good one. All right, Frank. And Frank, as you can see, is motionless.
Yeah.
He is not moving. There is the life is leaving Frank's body. But Justin is here to kind of show us how to give Frank some extra breath. So I'll let you kind of walk and talk us through the process of how to administer CPR on Frank here, and I'll have some questions along the way. Okay. But I'm going to step out of the way and let you kind of lead the way and take charge here on
that
Frank.
Works. We can do that.
All right. So you got Frank, and he clearly is having trouble breathing. Yeah. Go.
We'll go past the point of trouble breathing.
Okay.
He's unconscious.
He's unconscious. All right. Fair enough.
So the biggest thing to think about is when you come up upon, you find somebody on the ground unresponsive, that looks weird. What you're going to do is you're going to come up to him, talk to him. Hey, do you respond? Hey, Frank. Obviously, we're simulating Frank today. Frank, can you hear me? And he doesn't respond. If he doesn't respond, we're going to go into what's called the ABCs, the basics: airway, breathing, and circulation. We're going to look, listen, and feel. So, which is going to go along with your ABCs. So I'm going to look and listen. I'm going to take my ear, put it down to his mouth, see if I can hear him breathing, see if he's moving air. I'm also going to look at his chest. If I don't see any movement in his chest and I don't hear any breathing, I'm going to move to the next part, which is the C for circulation. I'm going to check for his carotid pulse. If he does not have a carotid pulse, that's going to tell me obviously his heart is not beating, and I'm going to move right into CPR. So what you're going to do when you're going to start CPR, in between their two nipples, you're going to find their sternum. You're going to take your hands, whatever hand is comfortable, and you're going to get that on top, and you're going to start CPR. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you start CPR, the next thing you want to do, if there's other people around, you want to reach out and have them start and call 911. In addition, if there's depending where you're at and location, if there's an AED available, reach out to them and have someone go get the AED, and also call 911. That way additional help can come help. Getting EMS, fire department, police department, the proper authorities that have the additional tools and material that we need to give the patient the best outcome.
Let me step back in here and ask you real quick. So how long? I noticed that you were doing that for a while. How long do you normally go on those chest compressions?
So what we teach community CPR is you're literally going to do CPR until help arrives. That can be very exhausting. Some people are like, well, I can't do CPR that long. You're going to do CPR on that person as long as you can, and again, until help arrives or you're too exhausted to do CPR.
Okay. So after you're doing the chest compressions and help hasn't arrived yet, is it that point where you start dealing with the mouth and the airwaves and things like that? What's the next step in the process?
So what we stress, most people, especially in the community, are afraid to do mouth-to-mouth. If it's not their family, it's not their loved one, a lot of people are going to be afraid to give mouth-to-mouth. The biggest thing early on is if you can do a head tilt chin lift, you're going to try to open their airway, and then the biggest thing is focusing on those chest compressions. For every minute that heart is not beating, they have a 10% reduction in chance of coming back.
Wow.
So as we said, the biggest thing you can do is just do those chest compressions.
And that is literally getting blood flowing in and out of the heart.
That is correct.
Those chest compressions.
We're pumping blood through the heart, and we're also trying to get blood to the brain.
Okay, got it. So after that happens, I know you mentioned the lack of comfort for some people in doing mouth to mouth, but that is an option, and it's an important option for people to have. So what if you are comfortable in doing something like that? What is the process?
So if you're comfortable giving mouth to mouth, what you're going to do is you're going to do 30 chest compressions, and then you're going to give 2 breaths. When you're giving those breaths, you're going to do a head tilt chin lift. You're going to reach down, you can pinch their nose and cover their mouth, and you're going to give 1 breath just till you see chest rise, allow a second pause, and then you're going to give 1 more breath. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get back on that chest.
Got it.
Would you like me to do a demonstration?
I think that for the purposes of kind of the video that we're putting together, educational, I think that would be good just for people to see.
Okay. So Frank's unresponsive. I've done my A and B, my airway and breathing. I don't see his breathing. I don't hear air movement. I'm going to check for a pulse real quick. He doesn't have a carotid pulse. So I'm going to do 30 chest compressions. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30. I'm going to reach down, head tilt chin lift. I'm going to give him a breath. Watch for that chest rise. Give it a quick pause. Give 1 more breath. I'm going to get right back on that chest and start CPR again.
All right.
And that'll just repeat and repeat and repeat.
All right. Do you need to get up?
No, I'm good.
You're
Yeah.
all right, cool.
I come up if you want.
Yeah, cool. Because I am not built like a catcher, so that not for me. No, but seriously, obviously very educational. So after 911 is called and you administer the CPR, if you're comfortable enough doing 30 chest compressions,
correct,
and then tilting the head back and pinching the nose a little bit, and then breathing in, and then doing more chest compressions.
Correct. Let help know, hey, I've been here for however many minutes you've been doing CPR. If you've done 30 and 2, try to keep track of how many times you did that.
Why is that important?
Because that's going to help give us a time frame of how long that patient has been down. That affects the care and treatment and our total time of how long we're going to do CPR for.
I've heard in other demonstrations that when you're doing chest compressions, the thing to keep in mind is the old Bee Gees song, Staying Alive.
Staying Alive is a great.
Staying alive, just keeping it on that beat. Is that just kind of how you want to have in your head, is keeping it to the beat of a song, in this case, that song?
Yes, that is one of the most popular songs. If you have kids, Baby Shark.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Baby Shark.
Comes out perfect.
Baby Shark.
You're aiming for 100 to 120 reps a minute of doing the high quality chest compressions.
Interesting. So if someone's watching this video and they want to learn how to they want to get this type of hands-on experience that you are showing all of us today, where can people go for more information on possibly learning how to perform CPR?
They can reach out to UPMC Community Life Team. They will direct them to the education department, and we work on setting the class up. That way we can teach them and further educate.
And what is the Community Life Team website? What the best way to contact you guys?
You go online, and we have Community Life Team Facebook. You can also email. I know there's some links online.
Mm-hmm.
Those are probably the best way to reach out.
And we'll also put everything. We'll also put everything on our website, harrisburgpa.gov. We'll attach everything to this YouTube link as well, so you can go on, learn out the best way to contact Community Life Team EMS. So Justin Russo from Community Life Team, thank you so much for teaching us the basics of CPR today. This is super important any time of the year, and we really thank you.
All right, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.